Alright, let's continue left off last episode where I only talked about episodes 16, 17. Let's continue talking about basically, but let's talk about the continued episode I was going to do in part 1, but I had to stop due to the fact I had to go for dinner. So here basically we're discussing episodes 18 to 21. So we continue to see Rcules being a dick, and the fact that he is a collaborator with the enemy. Because basically we had the Berk Soldier in his kingdom, and he showed up in the Yasa's his electric country. So basically, in a way, like he keeps claiming the attack on Yas. Basically, he was defending himself. Not really. It looked like he basically was about to murder him. Purely because he didn't like him. Yeah, of all the other kings, one of the kings they have there, aside from his brother, he despises Yama. Yeah, he despises him the most. The other ones are he's indifferent about, but he hates him because he thinks he's too arrogant for his own good, and the fact that he's known him for so long. So, by the way, we in this episode in particular, so basically, we actually have in the episode itself basically more stuff with Suzune, where we try to find out about this founder's crown. So the biggest thing with episode 18 is that, so they kind of find out, so the land is stolen by, it's taken by Gurigagi. How he steals is interesting. So his sister decides to, because the fact that she is, Rcules' fiance, going to be the queen consort anyways, she proceeds to sit on Rcules' throne because Rcules is still technically the king. And basically, Daiga, I think his name is, the one who's a retainer, he's like, but he's another king, he's about to steal something. And of course, basically, Suzune is basically his sister. King-Ohger's sister. Like, I'll forgive you if you act like a rhinoceros beetle. Which he does. And then we see that after she leaves, in a flashback, that he proceeds to, while he's doing it, he gets close, he sees, there's a button underneath the throne. And once she leaves, he pushes the button, and that's where he gets a lance from. I'm like, wait, that's where basically Rcules kept the lance? Interesting. I did not suspect that at all. Not really. So, basically, with that basically taken care of there, and of course taking the crown, and of course you actually have where Gira puts it on while he's in the Red Ranger suit, and it actually covers him. Because the whole thing of being true king, and people of royal blood can actually hold the damn thing. And since Gira is of royal blood, he's basically wielded no problem. Yep. So then eventually he does use it to pretty much destroy King-Ohger Zero. The copycat. The copycat sword. But then basically it's like, yeah, he still flees, and then by the end of the episode, it's like, oh crap, the bugs invaded once again. We have the Emperor's Bug Empire sitting in Rcules' throne. Rcules is like, can you please get out of my chair? And he's like, nope, this is a very comfy chair. And it's like, I thought we were supposed to be allies. We're supposed to be equal partners. He's like, nah, I'm basically going to take your country and I'm going to basically have you murdered. So he tries to get away, but he doesn't. Eventually, of course, thanks to using everybody's abilities and the monster of the episode and these really cool fight sequences. I love basically where Gara, what he does on top of these steps, like, and he puts basically the crown in his head and uses the lance. It is so awesome. It's amazing to say the least. I love this scene. And also the fact 1884 Extreme King-Ohger, which was used to defeat the bootleg version of it. Excuse me. And in episode 19, basically after everybody's fleed, Rcules has a sword in his throat, and you have Gara just saying, I challenge you to trial by combat. And then the next episode has it where Rcules has his wedding to Kadra's sister, and Gara is put in cell again. You're like, wait, he may be a rebel, but he's technically the prince. Why in prison? I don't know. And he feels this time he has to win. Unlike last time when he lost. Which actually they knew he was going to lose anyway. So then of course they have the fight, and of course basically the Bug Empire tries to interfere during the course of the fight. Oh, also it's revealed in this episode, like, yeah, it's revealed that, okay, we'll get to that bit. So then of course Burma basically comes in with the lance, and this is by sheer funny coincidence. Yells figures out that Burma is in fact the Prime Minister of the Bug Empire as a spy. He's been posing as Burma all along. And of course, Rcules asks the obvious question. Where's the real McCoy? Oh, he's dead. Don't show his body, but yeah, he's dead. He's dead for quite some time. So, that's interesting. Yeah, the fact that he posed, I like, okay, I call it quite ballsy. Having the fact you have one of the villains pose as a good guy. Now, as far as I can tell when it comes to stuff like this, of all the Sentai I've ever seen where you have this character being a recurring character throughout the entirety of a lot of this, and then reveal, oh, he's actually a bad guy, or he's actually just not the real McCoy. As far as I can tell, they have occasionally used this for one-shot episodes, but not like a long-running plot thread. There's a funny bit where Rcules basically, prior to this, he basically doesn't go reshoot a lance. And he proceeds to slice his belt, basically dropping his pants in a comedy moment. Oh yeah, then reveal the fact he's a spy. Like, I found that quite interesting. You'll see like the Bug Empire after that, nope. And of course they try to stop the fight, and of course wanted to be the actual thing what he wanted when he was a kid. Rcules is like, nah, I'm going to continue being a dick. So then he proceeds to put the crown on his head, and actually, well, he morphs, and he basically, they actually morph twice in the episode. So eventually, of course, Gara wins, and Rcules falls off a cliff. Which, by sheer coincidence, is the same cliff that Gara fell down back in episode 8. I found that to be interesting. And, well, Gara is now the king. And the next episode is him pondering what he wants to do. And, of course, they have to do a contest. If he loses, do anything he wants to. So the contest the King-Ohgers have him do, which is only 4 of them do this. The 5th one doesn't, Jerome doesn't do anything at all. Oh, by the way, 19, I almost forgot to mention. 19 is the last time you see Tarantula Knight. Because what I read, he does not appear again in the series. Sadly. So, it was a brief moment. I'm like, okay, so you bring him out for one brief thing and that's it. So, the contest the other Rangers have is this. So, Yaos has a quiz. And he loses because basically, well, which sort of modify? He's like, he basically says, oh, it was your dragonfly. It's like, nope, I modify all of them. Now, technically, in a way, Gear was actually partially correct there. He did modify that particular sword, but he modified all of them. So, and what about the other ones? Karagiri has the eating contest, which he loses. Hiromi has him playing piano. Rita has a staring contest where she actually shows her face and he couldn't stop laughing, which he loses. So what is basically what they request? Your Shinami wants to control King-Ohger. Your Himi wants basically the circuit where basically our country's closed. He wants basically land of food in Zodom. As for Rita, she wants exclusive rights for Me and Muffin, probably the anime. And he's like, okay, what did he can't technically do, but he wants no problem. Oh, and there's a subplot in the episode where Doga, who had fled after Rcules basically his apparent death, because they know which one show's body, going to various kingdoms, being turned down. Apparently he's accepted by the Ice Kingdom, but he's able to be accepted, no problem. So then he goes back home, and Garrett's like, oh, Doga. Like, what you said? Sure, you have knowledge of previous kings, so I need your help. And it's like, how to handle these? We'll find out and see. But I like the ending, the fact he keeps the retainer, he keeps Rcules' only retainer, one who actually is still alive, not the one who was murdered. Oh, 19 basically is, I should point out, 19 is where they officially take the name of the team. Oh yeah, definitely. The name of the team is also the 5 Kingdom Anti-Instant Strategy. Basically, we have the 6 main members, of course, which is Gara, Ohsama, Yanma, Himeno, Rita, and Karaguri, and of course Jerome. Yep. And of course, basically, Rcules is gone, of course. And of course, Gira decides what King is going to be. He's just basically going to be, of course, the whole thing at the ending of the episode is basically him fighting the champion once again. Which I found it to be interesting. I did not expect basically to have him see it again, but don't worry, he will return. And, well, we have also, I think in episode 20, it was 19 or 20, where I think it was 19 that had this, we had all 6 morph at the same time. I thought that was a really cool moment. The fact we had this in episode 19. Now, in the case of, this has happened before, we had all the Rangers are currently active, basically all morph at the same time. In Magic Ranger, this doesn't happen to the final episode. In Alba Ranger, this happened in the last few episodes. Hurricane just never happened because Shuriken was morphed the whole time, the whole series, and it was on his face. But what about Deca Ranger? Yeah, we did have that one. Basically, we did have the occasion. We had all 7 active Rangers, but not Deca Swan. Deca Swan only appeared like once, basically, as a Ranger. But a lot of them did do it, and this one I'm glad I did basically episode 19. But these episodes continue to be a lot of fun. And I still enjoy this. I like the fact 21 basically serves as an epilogue. Plus, with this point, we have like 5 more to go before we end the first arc of the series. You're like, really? Yeah, really. About 5 more to go. And that's it. Also, at this point in time, for episodes that to go for the entire series, I have exactly, well, because I got through 21, I have exactly, believe it or not, 29 left to go for the entire series. You're like, 29. Well, 50 minus 20 is in fact 30. And it's 1 that's basically like 29. How many episodes for my break? 12. Now, at this point in time, basically, I will be also talking about some movies. At least 2 of them, plus some specials. But there's going to be a lot to discuss before we get to the break time of this series. But it's going to be fun. Yep. But yeah, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, next up basically is going to be, well, I've been thinking of this for quite a while. I'm going to do comic history where it's going to be an interesting topic with this one. Okay, next view. Bye.